Congressman, that was a cri de guerre for 2020. If I ever heard one, that's what they're going to make the election about next year. The Democrats are turning socialist. They're just like Maduro down there in Venezuela. They're like Castro brothers, the bad Castro brothers. And you better look out. What do you think?
I just want to remind the president and Republicans that Social Security and Medicare are socialist-type programs. And it's absolutely true. Democrats want to expand Social Security and Medicare, and that's what we should be doing in our country. And if the president wants to run on that, terrific. We will beat him at it. I do think the president instead is going to revert back to the wall and these big, scary caravans he keeps talking about. I just want to note that these scary caravans present themselves at our legal checkpoints. They don't end up in Michigan, Wisconsin, or Pennsylvania.
Well, perhaps the president's biggest applause line tonight was unintentional as he tried to tout his administration's accomplishments for women. Let's watch.
No one has benefited more from our thriving economy than women, who have filled 58% of the newly created jobs last year. You weren't supposed to do that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All Americans can be proud that we have more women in the workforce than ever before. Don't sit yet. You're going to like this.
Well, you know, Joyce, all those women dressed in white to make a point. And here they are laughing because they've sort of turned the tables because they all have new jobs.
Correct.
They're called U.S. members of Congress.
And he doesn't get it. Donald Trump is congratulating himself for all of the new women who've gotten jobs in the country, while the women are congratulating themselves for having these new jobs in Congress that are in large part because of the revulsion against Donald Trump's mistreatment of women. It was so out of the joke, he didn't get it. He thought that they were applauding for him, clearly. And it's ironic that that is juxtaposed with his talk about coercion and control, because in the same speech, he reasserted that he wants the government to have coercion and control over women's bodies. The man, he completely missed the moment. He didn't get it.
Susan, what you make of the night? I thought there were some appeals to Republicans in the night, not just the right-wing core. I think we talked about socialism. Republicans really don't like socialism. No, really, a lot of Democrats
really don't
too.
like them.
And I think because they think of it as economic control by the government completely, and to a degree of too much control over their lives. But they also, the abortion thing, I think, worked well in Pennsylvania, place like that. I think he knew exactly who he was talking to, the people that elected him.
And acknowledging the veterans certainly worked for him. But I actually think the moment that will get most under the president's skin is when Speaker Pelosi was able to control her members by just putting up her hand just a little bit when they started to boo. The power, and it just summed it up about how they respect her. Yeah. And I think that's just going to be the thing that irks Donald Trump the most, which is...
Congressman, was everybody's eyes, men and women in the Democratic caucus tonight, on the speaker? Because it seemed like the slightest little gesture of calm down, keep your cool, seemed to work.
The two best things about the State of the Union tonight were that when you looked at Congress, you saw the most diverse Congress in U.S. history. First two Native American women in Congress, first two Muslim American women in Congress, the youngest woman in Congress ever. And the second best thing was to see Speaker Pelosi sitting behind Donald Trump looking down.